Welcome back to Music as Healing. I'm Christine, and today we're exploring something beautiful about music that goes beyond individual healing, how it creates community and connection. Humans are social creatures by nature. We need each other, yet sometimes finding true connection can feel impossibly difficult. This is where music works its special magic. I want to share something meaningful with you. During a period of my life, I would say in my early 20s, I was going through a big transition, a lot of healing and releasing, and just a lot of things going on. I, for a period of time, had essentially removed a lot of, everything around me needed to be removed. I had to remove myself from friendships I had, jobs I was in, just all different environments. And I just felt increasingly disconnected from other people. Then I started going and getting back into going to concerts. There's nothing I love more than live music. There's nothing like it. Being in an environment with other people that, for the most part, are there for the experience of the music. But I wound up just wound up meeting a lot of different people and getting the real connection that I realize I've been craving and missing for most of my life. I still am working on that in this new phase of my life. And I will say that I do use music as a way to bond with other people or really connect, because for me, it's like to the core of who I am. I just can't stop. I can't say that enough. I would not be here if it weren't for music. Yeah, helping me work through my emotions and things in life. I'm going to cry. So, next. And I will say, what I experienced was not just a coincidence. Anthropologists have long observed that music serves as a social glue virtually across all human cultures. When we make music together, whether playing instruments or singing, or even just dancing to the same beat, our brains actually synchronize. Studies show that our breathing patterns align, our hearts beat in rhythm, and our brains release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Throughout human history, music has served as community medicine. Indigenous cultures worldwide use communal music for healing ceremonies. Religious traditions incorporate music to create collective transcendent experiences. Even in modern time, we instinctively turn to music after a collective trauma. Think of the concerts and musical tributes that follow national tragedies. On a personal level, I've found that sharing music creates a unique form of intimacy. There's something vulnerable about saying to someone, "This song means everything to me." When you share the music that moves you, you're sharing a piece of your soul. I remember when connecting with a friend of mine that has now passed, we both connected and bonded over music, our love of music, our appreciation, similar experiences. And I mean, even one of my first relationships, he made me a CD, like a playlist of songs, and we would go to shows together. Music has been pretty much a core center of my life. I love when I talk out loud and do these things because it just helps me, puts a lot of things in perspective for myself. But with that friendship, he and I went to a bunch of shows together. We got to meet Dan and Shay. Even after, because we were dating, and then I just was like, we need to be friends. It was a whole thing. I'd come a long way and learned a lot about myself. And even after that, we were supposed to see Luke Combs together. We didn't get to. He had sent me 2 tickets so that I could still go see him. Because that's what happened. Oh my gosh. See, I forget about things sometimes. I try not to think about it because it makes me sad, but this is beautiful. So one of the shows that we went to, I really wanted to see Luke Combs. This was a long time ago. He was still newer. He was the first opener for I feel like it was maybe Brantley Gilbert, but maybe it was someone else. I don't know. He was the first of 2 openers, and I had missed him, and I was so bummed. I was so upset. I was like, because that's really the only reason I wanted to go to that show. Well, cut to, a period of time after, Luke Combs comes back around on tour. different show. I think it was at one of the casinos around here. And my friend had sent me tickets in the mail and wrote me this long card of just saying a lot of things that I needed to hear, to be able to heal and move on as well. But it was just really nice. So we went to the show and we were there together. Not there together, but we were there together. We did see each other and waved. But yeah, it was just a really beautiful thing in a way that music can help connect. And there are so many ways that we can use music intentionally to help build community. If you're hanging out with a bunch of your friends, you can create a sharing circle where each person takes turns sharing a song that means something to them and explaining why. If you attend live music events where the collective experience creates what sociologists call collective effervescence, a shared emotional uplift. Have you ever noticed that after you leave a show and you just are you feel like you're on cloud 9? You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Life is woo! You just are ready to live. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. It's a high, I feel like. You can join a choir, a drum circle, or community music group, even if you don't consider yourself musical. Start a music appreciation group that meets regularly to listen to albums together. Use music as a conversation starter with new people. Asking their favorite songs can reveal so much about someone. One practice that has been particularly meaningful for me is when I'm feeling any sort of way, if I'm feeling stuck, if I'm having a bad day, if I feel stuck, if I feel, I don't know, just out of sorts, I will put on whatever music I know will just get me going. I don't have to think. I can just dance around. I'll just dance around my apartment and fully let myself embody whatever feeling, emotion is going on. And usually I tend to feel a little bit better after. You're like, oh, okay, things aren't that serious. It'll work out. But we can tend to get emotions stuck in our bodies. And in our increasingly isolated world, these music connections matter more than ever. They remind us that even in our most personal emotions, we are not alone. Someone else has felt what we felt, struggled how we've struggled, and found a way to express it through song. I would love to hear your experience with the musical community. Has a shared love of an artist ever sparked a friendship? Has singing or playing music with others ever brought a sense of healing? Share in the comments below. And in our next episode, we'll explore how music helps us access and express emotion that otherwise might be buried or unprocessed. Until then, remember that your musical taste isn't just a playlist. It's a potential bridge to others. Thank you for being a part of this community. If you're finding value in these conversations, please subscribe, and share with others who might benefit. Thanks as always for hanging out with me, and we will see you in the next video.